First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Vehicles in the shop now need more work.
And I didn't really realize it until I went out there to jump it to get it started. And when I started up, it sounded like a truck, a tractor and trailer. That's what it really sounded like.
Hear why police say thieves are to blame. See what they took and why. And new information in a deadly accident at a local Navy base. Plus, a 17-year-old charged with murder, how someone on the hunt led to the teen's arrest. But first, police in Chesapeake are looking for two men they say tried to pull a burglary that wound up as a shootout.
We first brought you the details in breaking news last night at 11. It happened at a home on Nottoway Drive in the Nels Ridge Townhouse community. That's where we find 10 on your side's Katie Collette. Katie?
Nicole, police just released the name of the man they say was shot to death inside that home. His name, 23-year-old Jesse Tharrington of Norfolk. The other person shot during this burglary attempt, the man who owns the home and lives inside. Now, we spoke with his uncle who just got back from visiting his nephew while he's in the hospital. He says his nephew was shot in the leg, came out of one surgery, is expected to go into another soon, but is expected to be okay. What began as a normal Tuesday night in this Great Bridge community transformed into a terrifying experience for one young family around 9:30.
It was screaming and a lot of noise on the steps, like somebody was running, being chased or something.
Neighbor Jane Turner heard it all through the walls of her townhome, and she worried for the young family next door.
I didn't know if it was a baby, her. I didn't know if the whole family, could have gotten killed or something. I didn't know.
Investigators say one man died in the home. Speaking with us off camera, the woman who lives here told us the man who died, one of the three men who broke in. Her husband also shot.
In his right leg, the upper right leg of his fist, said broke his femur bone or something like that.
Dwayne Turner stopped by the home today to check on his family's property. He shared what his nephew's wife told him happened in her home.
It all happened within 4 to 5 minutes. From the time she was on her laptop working, they came, kicked the door, and he ran upstairs, and the guy, they followed him upstairs, and I guess a scuffle or something went on up there.
He says that's when shots were fired. As for who pulled the triggers,
that's what I want to know myself. I don't know at all.
What he does know, his nephew will recover and continue to be a husband and a father to his 1-year-old son.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that he's safe. He didn't get killed in that incident.
Now again, police say 23-year-old Jesse Tharrington of Norfolk is the man who was shot and killed inside that home. Meanwhile, neighbors tell me they're actually beginning to reevaluate their own home security measures. We'll talk about that coming up new at 6. Live in Chesapeake, Katie Collette, 10 on your side.
Well, a body in the woods led North Carolina deputies to a 17-year-old boy. Deputies in Hertford County arrested Frederick Williams Jr. from Ahoskie, charging him with murder. Investigators say a hunter found 30-year-old Jason Harrell's body yesterday under a tarp behind a car. Now, Harrell was reported missing on Monday. The sheriff's office says he was shot to death. No word yet on a motive.
New information on a deadly accident at Naval Weapons Station, Yorktown. We now know the identities of the Marine who was killed and 2 others injured. The Navy says 23-year-old Corporal Chad Smith of Pennsylvania died when he was hit by a car in a formation run. 27-year-old Sergeant Brandon Hamilton of California and 19-year-old Private First Class Tyler Cannon of Florida were hurt. Hamilton is still in the hospital, listed in fair condition. A Navy spokesperson says a sailor driving to work lost control of his vehicle and hit the Marines just before 7 yesterday morning. Funeral services are tomorrow in Omaha, Nebraska for a locally based Navy SEAL killed in Afghanistan. Petty Officer First Class Caleb Nelson died October 1st when his vehicle hit an IED. He's survived by a wife and 2 sons. The Navy released these photos of the dignified transfer of remains. Nelson's family released a statement saying, quote, Caleb was a dedicated Christian, a loving husband and father, and a warrior elite. He was an example of strength and courage to all who knew him, and in each of our lives he leaves a gaping hole words can't describe.
4 cars in the shop for repairs in Suffolk now need a lot more work. This has nothing to do with replacing worn-out parts. It's more like putting something back that was stolen. Then on your side's Ava Hurdle shows how thieves got to the vehicles before the mechanic.
This Honda, Buick, Acura, and Chrysler all have one thing in common: no catalytic converters. That equipment was apparently stolen off the vehicles while they were behind a locked fence at Clark's Auto Repair and Body Shop.
I could have had them Monday or Tuesday.
What time do you close?
I close up sometime. I'm here until about 7.
Clark has operated the shop at the corner of Carolina and Hall Avenues for 37 years. He believes someone was casing the place, climbed under the vehicles and cut the converters away. He just happened to check one of the cars on Tuesday.
And I didn't really realize it until I went out there to jump it to get it started. And when I started up, it sounded like a truck, a tractor and trailer. That's what it really sounded like.
Police say thieves target catalytic converters for their precious metal, platinum.
The value of those things, I imagine, is about $1,500.
And Clark figures he'll have to replace the stolen equipment on cars he was supposed to repair. He'd like to see the suspects caught. While Clark has a guard dog in the back, he's thinking about adding security cameras to his property to keep an eye on things. In Suffolk, Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
The wet weather continues to fall on Hampton Road.
We're going to look live now at Super Doppler 10 radar. There it is coming up, and the rain that is on it.
10 on your side, Chief Meteorologist Don Slater is standing by in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center. Don, some spitting sideways rain today.
Yeah, there was. We had spitting sideways. Very good. Anyway, no comment. Here's a look at what's going on for our area right now. There's not all that much rain spitting sideways or straight down into the area right now. There's a little going on toward the Middle Peninsula, Northern Neck, really from the Williamsburg area on northward. We move in for a closer view of what's going on into the region, and you can see some of that rain again, lifting mostly northward of the area right now, and or falling apart. We look in for a closer view. Not much in terms of lightning, certainly not out of these areas toward Williamsburg, up toward West Point and points northward from there, up toward Tappahannock. And we have seen some occasional rain out of this action to the south of Elizabeth City, right along the Albemarle Sound. Have seen some lightning out of that, but right now we're not. And still, that's the only pocket of heavy rain that we've got out there right now whatsoever. So we've had just a couple of hundredths of an inch of rain at best into the area during the day today. That spitting sideways rain. There's where we are through tomorrow evening. Then Friday, as a cool front moves through during the middle of the day, we could see a shower or thunderstorm create a little bit more rainfall into the area. So we're likely to see some more rain in the next couple of days, but not all that much in terms of a time frame of seeing rain. We'll tell you more about what we can expect into the weekend in just a few minutes.
Governor Bob McDonnell made a stop in Norfolk today to help Dominion Virginia Power celebrate the 30th anniversary of the EnergyShare program. EnergyShare is a year-round program that helps individuals and families in need pay their heating and cooling bills. Dominion announced today it will donate $2 million in matching funds to help customers keep their homes heated this winter.
You know, nobody should have to make a choice between putting food on the table and heating whether or not to turn on their furnace or heat pump or wood stove. And this program is intended to help those folks be able to pay those bills in such a way that they can stay warm in the wintertime.
Governor McDonnell officially honored the anniversary with a state certificate of recognition. Dominion says the program has raised $52 million and helped 500,000 people. For more information on EnergyShare, call 1-866-DOM. That's 1-866-366-4357. We'll repeat this number for you later in the newscast. There's also more information on WAVY.com. Just look for the story on the local news page.
There's a worldwide travel alert after the U.S. uncovered a major Iranian terror plot. Federal officials say the target was Saudi Arabia's ambassador to the U.S. So the State Department is now warning Americans abroad this could be a sign of, quote, more aggressive terror activity spearheaded by Iran.
This kind of reckless act undermines international norms and the international system. Iran must be held accountable for its actions.
The FBI says the suspects are ready to spend $1.5 million to hire what they believe was a Mexican drug cartel hit squad to kill the ambassador. An undercover Mexican informant exposed the plot. A surprise guilty plea as a Nigerian man admitted he tried to blow up a plane with a bomb in his underwear. Now, Umar Farouk Abu Matalib faces life in prison for the incident aboard the Northwest flight as it approached Detroit back on Christmas Day of 2009. The bomb didn't work, but he was badly burned, and he told the FBI that he worked for Al-Qaeda in Yemen.
A new email scam looks like it's from one of the area's most popular banks. I'm Ann McNamara. Coming up, we'll show you the difference between a real email and the fake.
And fighting over access. A local beach battle ends up in court, but wait till you hear how the judge ruled.
And peanut butter, a pantry staple, but what's happening to the price might make you want to skip the Skippy. We'll add up the cost and tell you why they are flying high like Peter Pan.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Ribas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
A lot of sour faces on those who use BlackBerries. People are having trouble with email, messaging, and the internet. A worldwide service outage is to blame. It's made its way to the U.S. and Canada. Users in the Middle East, Europe, and Africa lost service Monday. The issue hit South America yesterday. You can see where it's creeping along. There are about 70 million BlackBerry users around the world. BlackBerry says it's working to fix the problem.
Well, on your side with the consumer alert, Sony says it's recalling more than 1 million televisions. The Bravia flat panel TVs have been on the market since 2007. The company says a faulty component may cause them to overheat, smoke, melt, or catch fire. Will choosy moms still choose Jif? You might want to stock up on peanut butter right now because it's about to cost a lot more. Prices are skyrocketing because of the hot, dry summer killed peanut crops. Kraft's Planters brand will rise 40% at the end of the month. Smucker's Jif is going up 30% in November. Skippy prices are 3% higher than a year ago. Conagra's Peter Pan brand will go up 24% in the next few weeks. Let's hope for some coupons.
Oh, I know you'll get some. A new electric car will soon hit the road. Your first look at the Spark is coming up. And a local beach battle becomes a courtroom fight.
He's always been kind of against our community. He's been very spiteful. He's had chances to be part of our community. It hasn't happened.
10 on Your Side's been following this neighborhood civil war of sorts for months. Who won the battle today and how? That's next.
A Hampton neighborhood's civil war ended up in court today.
It's a battle over White Marsh Beach on Grandview Island, and it got a hearing before a judge. 10 on Your Side's Andy Fox was in court, and he has this report you're going to see only on 10.
Nicole and Tom, never has such a beautiful place, look at it, this is White Marsh Beach right here. Never has such a beautiful place like this been home to such neighborly ugliness. Many years ago, a private beach was split up among many owners. Sebastian Pluchinski bought some of the parcels here on the beach and has tried preventing others from going to their beach plots past his. Why should the judge rule in your favor? Sebastian Pluchinski said nothing entering Hampton Circuit Court and said almost nothing leaving after losing to his neighbors.
The judge said that they have access, no trespassing.
No comment. For months, we've reported on the no trespassing signs Pluchinski's put up. The posts, the ropes, the chains, the metal posts, the fence he had to take down, the angst and turmoil and negative vibes at a beautiful beach.
The difference between the two of us is when I see people out on my property enjoying the beach, I get a warm, good feeling about it. I feel good about it. When he sees people near his property or on his property, he gets upset, and lots of times calls the police.
That was Arne Hasselquist over the summer. Hasselquist today, after the judge ruled in his favor against Pluchinski.
He's always been kind of against our community. He's been very spiteful. He's had chances to be part of our community. It hasn't happened.
Judge Lewis Lerner gave Hasselquist and his neighbors a temporary injunction preventing Pluchinski from putting up all of this. Told Pluchinski he cannot stop other property owners around him from going to their property, even if they cross his property.
We are property owners. We had deeded access since 1938 to go to our properties. And when one owner out of many decides he doesn't want to go into your property, especially on any means that you want to get there, it's not right.
The judge ruled the property owners would suffer irreparable harm if they could not access their property.
Oh, to me, irreparable harm is not being able to use my property for whatever we are entitled to use it for, so I'm harmed.
The judge ruled Pluchinski can't even put up no trespassing signs and said Pluchinski cannot stop other property owners from using golf carts to get to their property.
Are you disappointed that he said they have absolute access at least until Memorial Day weekend?
No comment.
Are you disappointed he said no trespassing signs?
No comment.
No comment from Sebastian Pluchinski. Today's ruling is a temporary injunction only. It will expire on Memorial Day weekend. There will be a full court hearing on this very important issue sometime before then. This could be, listen to this, the first case of its type in Virginia, determining whether a shoreline easement, like right here, moves along the tide. The tide determines where that easement is. That part of the story tonight at 6. I'm Andy Fox, 10 on your side.
Tomorrow, men across Hampton roads will sport high heels. It may look funny, but it's for a serious cause, stopping domestic violence. WAVY News 10's Chris Reckling laced up these 4-inch pumps the other day. Well, he didn't lace them up, he just put them on. Thursday's event is called Walking a Mile in Her Shoes, and it's sponsored by the YWCA. You can support the cause during Thursday's walk at Town Point Park in downtown Norfolk, with or without heels. I'd love to see Andy Fox in some heels. Check-in starts at 4:30 and the walk starts at 5:30.
Now, in high definition, your Super for 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
I don't want to see Andy Fox in high heels, ever.
No.
Ever.
That's a thought I want to get on my mind.
And I don't want to see Chris Reckling either. And quite frankly, we haven't seen him around here lately. I think he's hiding. Here's a look at what's going on right now into the area. As far as rainfall into the region, it's very, very light. The bulk of the rainfall has moved on through and moved on out. And it was basically under around a hundredth of an inch of rainfall into the area. So most of us have seen very, very light rain, and that's about it. Just a very, very fine mist earlier in the day on some gusty winds. Still seeing a little rain going on into the Jamestown area, but mainly on up toward West Point and north of West Point. We're looking for any lightning strikes and not seeing any whatsoever out of this action. And we did see some lightning strikes earlier with this rainfall right along the Albemarle Sound, the northern shore of the Albemarle Sound. But again, we're not seeing it right now. So the rainfall is, for the most part, tapering off into the area for right now. And really the streets have pretty well dried out throughout most of the area. So again, you can see the bulk of the rain is now lifting well toward north, but there's still a little bit out there. And here's where Friday is coming from. We're going to see a cold front move through during the day on Friday, and that'll bring another shot of some rain on into the area. Midnight hours, could we see some rain? Yeah, we could. Very, very broad area of low pressure. And then finally for Friday, as this cool front moves on in, we could see some showers and thunderstorms there, moving on through in the middle of the day, quite likely for Friday, perhaps even at the end of the day, some stray showers and thunderstorms. Less rain, but not no sunshine. Very, very little sunshine into the area. So again, we're looking at the rain, the bulk of the rain that we've had, again, just a few hundredths of an inch across most of the area, or 1/100th of an inch is pretty well gone. Still a stray shower moving on through during the overnight hours. A little warmer for tomorrow as some warmer air lifts northward. Might see a few breaks in the clouds during the first half of the day for tomorrow, but still some showers out there. The bulk of the rain, though, across the northern neck, middle peninsula. Then we move on into Thursday, and we are looking again, or to be into Friday morning, we're looking at a little better shot at some rain toward the noon hour coming up on Friday. As we are Friday noon, and then at the end of the day, we're looking at still some cloudy skies into the area. Here, temperatures tomorrow during the day likely warm up. Remember that warm front lifting northward, upper 70s for tomorrow. We move on into Friday. It'll likely be around 76 degrees for a high temperature tomorrow. Here's what's out there right now. Skies sludgy and cloudy. Temperatures into the upper 60s, low 70s after a high today of 73 degrees. Again, we've got temperatures low 70s into the area right now. Overnight, we've got a slight chance of rainfall overnight, not dropping all that much. In fact, quite likely rising toward dawn. And during the day tomorrow, it'll be a warm one. Slight chance of rain during the afternoon hours. Could even see a rumble of thunder with the 79-degree temperatures that we'll have. A little bit better shot at some rain midday on Friday. Cooler for the weekend.
It's the first change since the 80s. Girl Scouts will soon have new badges for their vest and sashes. I still have my vest with badges. We'll tell you how they'll earn them next.
Naval Station Norfolk pays tribute to those lost in the USS Cole terrorist attack. It happened 11 years ago today. Coming up at 5:30, 10 on your side takes you to that somber anniversary.
Here's that EnergyShare information we mentioned. For more information, just call 1-866-DOM-HELP. That's 1-866-366-4357. There's also More information on WAVY.com. Just look for the story on the local news page. The Girl Scouts are updating their badges. The new badges will include activities such as digital filmmaking, product design, website design, customer loyalty, and financial literacy. Wow, they've come a long way, huh? The Girl Scouts say the new badges reflect their members' changing interest. They will still have the more traditional badges such as cooking and first aid. This is the first major update for the Girl Scout badges since 1987.
Why do I feel one of them is going to be my boss in a short time? A spark of new technology for the street. General Motors is bringing an all-electric car to the U.S. GM unveiled the Chevy Spark today. It's a mini car, battery-powered, designed for drivers who travel 40 miles or less every day. Look for the Spark in some states starting in 2013.
The U.S. and Canada. Spark is obviously more urban. City dwellers, we think, will be very attracted to this vehicle. College campuses.
GM says the electric vehicle will be able to travel between 75 and 100 miles on a fully charged battery. No word yet, though, on a price.
Field of screams. A family lost in a corn maze dialed 911. Hear the call for help next.
Trying to kick an annoying cold? Next at 5:30, 10 on your side looks at why adults have a harder time fighting the cold and flu than their children.
Hi, check, 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 check.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Today's color is purple. We'll do it on the cross.
Lost in a cornfield near Boston, a couple with 2 small children ended up mazed and confused.
Hi, I just called. I'm still stuck at Cornish Farms. I don't see anybody. I'm really scared. It's really dark, and we got a 3-week-old baby with us.
Yes, they called 911. A police officer entered the 7-acre maze with a farm manager to search for the disoriented father, mother, and 2 kids. Those 4 people, they were just 25 feet from the street. That's right. The farm manager gave the couple complimentary tickets to try the maze out again. Dad said, I don't think so. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.